Guys, the ban list kind of cooked. No more Barone. No more Borreload Savage Dragon. The two staples of the Pendulum Magician deck. What will we do now? What will we play? What will the next format bring? Is our deck dead? 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 Hell no, the deck's not dead. You asked for it. Here it is. Supreme King Melodious. Now we had to make some changes to a typical Supreme King Melodious deck you'd see in the OCG. We're including some gimmicky strategies. We're maining Majesty Pegasus, and we're maining Necro Valley and Secret Village, depending on the matchup. Cards that can easily be sided out if you need to, but Necro Valley goes hard into the Fire King strategy. And Secret Village because we're playing spellcasters. I mean, why would you not play this? It's literally searchable. Take a screenshot of this bad boy. Let's get to some combos. Hey guys, before we get into the combos, please leave a like and subscribe down below. I would greatly appreciate it. I don't typically do combos that are scripted or anything like that. I like to really freestyle my combos just to kind of show you what the decks can do. So if you have any other better iterations of the combos or maybe card choice that could fit in or come out, please let me know in the comments below. We're in this one together. Just try to have some fun here. Appreciate it. Excited for the new support to come out for Melodious. Let's get into it. Wow, okay. Literal first hand. So what you want to do is you want to activate the most broken common that's ever existed. You've been through this before. You send a Refrain and a Couplate because we're playing the Pendulum version. And then you're going to activate Baka. It is going to special summon from your deck a Refrain, which in turn adds Couplet. You know the deal. Snake Eyes Ash, Snake Eyes Populous. You're going to reveal it, and you're going to special summon one from your graveyard. You're doing so good already.
Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
What's crazy about Ostanato is it literally makes your opponent interact with it as soon as they see it, because if they don't, then they're just getting swarmed. Why don't we go ahead and scale our Supreme King Gate Magician and let it commit Sudoku so we can set our Donut. Donut's going to be set. We're going to scale this as well. Now you have a lot of options here, but the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go into Beyond the Pendulum. We're going to activate Beyond the Pendulum, paying 1,200 points of life. Congratulations, you just lost in time. Aww. But I want to add Supreme King Gate Magician here. Now we're going to conduct a Pendulum Shokan, and we're going to summon everything. Triggering 3 effects, which is really only 1 effect. And we're going to add, keep in mind, we have not normal summoned yet, Supreme King Dragon Lightworm. Now you have a bunch of plays here still. The first thing I'm going to do is make Absolute Dragon as soon as possible. Could have done this a different way, but I like to live on the edge, you know? I'm a freestyle kind of guy. Let's go ahead and summon our Lightworm, and I want to make Draco Slayer. Activate Draco Slayer, special summoning the Majesty Pegasus from our deck. Majesty Pegasus effect is going to go off. We're going to add a field spell and then discard a card. It's your choice here. You can either lock them from activating spells, or you could lock them out of the graveyard. If you know your opponent, you know what they're playing, you can choose one or the other. I'm just going to add Necro Valley just in case they out my spellcasters for whatever reason. Don't activate this until the end of your turn though, because it also affects your graveyard as well. Let's just discard Dragon Shrine because we've already got monsters on the board established. It's not going to do much with the Dark Worm in the grave unless they clear our whole board at this point. But we're trying to set up an FTK here, so who cares? Now that we don't need our Majesty Pegasus anymore, I'm going to link it to Exceed the Pendulum. We're going to go Exceed the Pendulum effect, and you can either add Refrain for follow-up, or you could add Supreme King Dragon Lightworm for follow-up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a copy of Refrain for follow-up. Now we activate Exceed the Pendulum. You can summon from the graveyard too, so why don't we just summon our Couplet? And now we're going to go into a 2-material Appaloosa. Absolute's going to pop off in the graveyard. We're going to summon our Omni-Negate and Vortex Dragon. And now if you'd like to, you can make an SP out of these two. If you're a crazy Yu-Gi-Oh player and you play the new Nemesis package, you could use SP to banish a card. If you've made a rank 4 for Infernal Flame and search one of your Nemesis cards, you can use that banished card to shuffle something back in order to summon it, go into your Protoss, go in your Colossus, whatever. But we're just going to end that there, and we're going to end our turn by playing Necro Valley. If you opted to play Secret Village instead of Necro Valley, or Search Secret Village I should say rather, this Supreme King Gate Magician is your spellcaster that'll turn on your Secret Village of spellcasters. So they need to out your Gate Magician first, but they have to get through an Omni, an SP, and 2 Appaloosa Negates. Plus you have an Ash and a Bell, and your scales are set between 0 and 9, so you can summon anything from level 1 to 8. So there's a quick and dirty combo there of what Supreme King Melodious can do. Let's go back to the deck profile and I'll explain a couple more things. What's fun about this deck is that Baka is also a level 7. So you could overlay it with your Supreme King Gate Magician to make your Absolute Dragon. And what's cool about Baka as well is that it has the effect if this card is sent to the graveyard. So even if it's sent as Xyz material, it'll still trigger in the graveyard to special summon a Melodious monster. If you wanted to, you could add in 1 copy of Melodious Concerto to be searchable by your Pendulum Scales, your Couplé I should say, if you wanted to fuse into 2 Bakas at the beginning of your turn, because you can use the 2 Bakas to overlay to Absolute Dragon. Absolute Dragon is a generic rank 7. Then you can go into your plays from there. So there's a quick and dirty example of how the Melodious deck and the Supreme King deck can kind of jive together. Obviously without Barone and Borreload Savage Dragon, this deck gets a little bit weaker, but there's ways to supplement that now that we have room in the extra deck to play a couple other things. Line is actually a really good choice here because you're playing light monsters and you know your opponents are going to be maining Veilers now. You could potentially cut the Tornado Dragon for a copy of Selene to res a spellcaster to climb into Appaloosa easier. Actually, you know what? That just sounds better in general. I'm just going to do that now. Tornado Dragon would be good in the pure Supreme King deck now because it's going to revolve around your Magician Pendulums more than it's going to revolve around spamming Omni Negates on your field. Leave a comment down below if you want to see an updated version of the Magician Pendulum deck. Thanks for tuning in. Can't wait to see what Supreme King Melodious brings to the table. Peace.